And we're live, guys. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's
What's
July
up, bitches?
June June 15th, 2016. Thank you for tuning in. It's a late night episode of XBW Off the Air. I'm here with my co-host Christian Ross. Christian, take it away.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Once again, it's your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler, and we're live with XBW Off the Air. And ladies and gentlemen, every time we do an episode, ladies and gentlemen, we always have a special guest. We always bring somebody along for the ride, ladies and gentlemen. Sick Mexican plugged himself in, and I just want to plug this guy in. This guy, if I had the booking in 2009, this guy would not only be a star, this guy would have been a superstar. When I
Superstar.
mentioned this guy's name, everybody during the Sunday Wars
Gets
knew who
wet.
this guy was. Okay?
Oh.
And I'm going to bring this guy in. I'm going to give him his intro. But after that, there's something important I really have to say before we start this show off live. But I want to bring you the one, the only, Joey. I cancel shows by cell phones, Muerte.
Yep, it's me.
Welcome,
King
Joe.
Crush's best friend.
How you doing tonight, Joe? How's everything?
Not bad, not bad.
Great, great. Before I continue on, this is not a work. This is not a shoot. This is not even a part of the podcast. I just want to wish all the families, and anybody that was a part of the horrible, 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 horrible act that happened in Orlando, Florida, over this past week. I want to give my condolences out. And everybody here in the family of XBW, UCW, and everybody that's a part of Off the Air, we want to wish our condolences and the best, and wish everybody well going forward. That was a part of that horrible, horrible act in Orlando, Florida. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the guy that did the shooting, or the person who did the shooting, or the woman who did the shooting, there's one thing I can say about that person. And that one thing is, they definitely didn't do ddpyoga.com/wrestling Inc., who uses it like Sami Zayn, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. And guys, right now DDP is running a special deal on the Max Pack that you can get that'll get you in shape, like the looks of Joey Morte, who's trying it out, seeing if it's going to work.
I've done it.
Oh, he's already done it.
I've
He's
done
already through session 1. Guys, it works, guys. If anybody knows Razor Ramon, otherwise known as Scott Hall, anybody knows Jake the Snake Roberts, they've been through a lot. They've been up and down the drug roll. Usually there's no good ending when somebody starts drugs, but these guys are still alive. And that's all due mostly to ddpyoga.com/wrestlinginc.com. Oh, now that we got that out the way, I want to kick things back to my host, Sick Mexican. Take it underway from here, buddy.
So before I go start the show and start interviewing Joey, I want to get some things off my chest. Joe Morte had a lot to do with the start of XBW 2009. Joe Morte is a guy that really came up to me and said, he wants to wrestle for XBW. I really didn't, him and Chuck the Underdog were really the heart and soul of the 2009 season. They really pushed me till I got a hold of Tom, and the rest is history. We started XBW 2009 season. It kicked off great. We had great memories, great time, great matches. And so fast forward till now, we have Joey on the show, and he's going to explain to us how he got into wrestling, his experiences with XPW, and so on. So, Joey, how did you get involved with backyard wrestling?
Backyard wrestling?
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, I used to watch what was it like? I had this DVD with on the cover it had like M Dog 20 and like some other guys on it. It was like a 4-disc special, like hardcore wrestling DVD, and I watched like them like. They were like in a school auditorium or something. I was like, oh, I want to do that shit. And I watched wrestling since I was a child. So I had this old mattress in the basement. I used to just suplex my sister and my brother onto it all the time. And I started moving backyard wrestling, Joe's basement wrestling. With the
JBW.
roster of 3. Yeah, JBW. I still got the belt. Nobody's ever beat me before. I'm still undefeated. I wrestled a 9-year-old and my 14-year-old sister, and they still yet to beat me to this day. They can challenge me whenever they want, but I'll still kick them in the balls and or cunt,
He'll
whatever it
show you
takes.
calls.
Whatever it takes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how did you hear about XBW and how did you get started?
Shit. Well, uh, I ran into you. Uh, I don't remember why.
Same way I did it, same way I did it, Joe. I ran into this guy at Rite Aid, and please tell me it wasn't a Rite Aid.
No, it was on the street. We're hanging out with some friends, and we just happened to
Cool,
who
because
knew
if it
people.
was a Rite Aid, I would say, listen, if anybody ever wants to get into backyard wrestling, go to a Rite Aid. You'll find a sick Mexican. He'll get you in there. It's just been one of coincidence. But go on, Joe. Please explain.
Yeah. And then we had each other on MySpace, and he kept trying to get me to pay to come see XBW shows, and I just kept saying no. So I never actually went to any of them.
Wow.
He's like, it's $20. I'm like, I'm not paying $20.
To see King Carson alone. That
Justin, you were trying to friggin' sell him, just $20, dude.
There's no way I
Really?
was doing it.
We didn't even have seats. He probably wouldn't even give you a chair with the $20, dude. But here's the great part: you'd have seen wrestling, and that's what this is about, guys. And not to cut Joey off or Sick Mexican off, but I want to get into something before we go any further. This show is a special show to you guys. It's brought to you at a special time at live locations from 3 different areas. During this show, Joey Muerte will go in the ins and outs of his career, but we have a special announcement after Joey Muerte does his part. Joey, let the fans know right now why to tune in, why to stay focused during this whole show. Let them know what's going to happen immediately after you're done doing your podcast.
I don't know.
Well, after Joey Muerte's done doing his podcast, we're going to do a mock draft of, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. There you
Given
go.
SWWE's having their draft coming up for splitting brands for SmackDown and Raw, we're going to have a fantasy draft with the superstars of XBW and the superstars of UCW from 2009 season.
And guys,
I'm worth more
let
points.
me explain this to you guys. You want to stay tuned in, guys. We are doing a draft. It will be Captain XBW Justin on one side. It will be Captain UCW Chris Conan on one side. And guys, you're going to want to stay tuned in because you're going to want to see what roster you land on. Guys, this is XBW 2005, XBW 2004, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus RWS, plus UCW, guys. And we're all going to do that tonight for you live. And it's going to be a draft, and we're going to see where everybody lands at. So stay tuned in. Just take it away.
Yeah, so we're back on the Joey Muerte topic. Like you said, I tried to mooch $20 out of him to watch XBW.
Wouldn't do it.
Guys,
Would not do it.
and he didn't do it. He didn't fall for my gimmicks, which sucks. Sucks for me. But I mean, it's a smart move from Joey Muerte. But once you did get involved with XBW, what did you think of it? What was your first experience?
No, I mean, I watched the videos and everything. I thought it was cool. I wanted to be a part of it, but like at that time, I don't know. I just wasn't in my head. Not until 2009 came and all that bullshit. But a lot of people don't know. Like I had a lot to do with that. Like I did the websites, the editing. I did a lot of shit, commentating, video work. It became a job almost. But I don't know. When I got involved, like I just wanted to do it. If I just get in there, like I tried to. I don't know if you might know this, but I went to ACPW to train. I quit after 2 days. Went to CCW to train. Quit after a day. Like my heart's not in it to be like a pro wrestler, and you know what I mean. I just wanted to go out there and have fun, really.
Yeah, that's how a lot of us got started. And again, it's the politics in pro wrestling that really turns away, at least for me, in my experience. And from what it seems like that's what happened to you as well. You were the heart and soul of XBW 2009. You're the one who really pushed it forward. You're the one who did the backstage promos. Me and you were supposed to be the bookers, but we had a lot on our hands with the editing. You used to come over every weekend and edit the videos with me. We used to drink, watch Raw, edit videos, and so on.
I did all the graphic design work. I did all the music videos, social media. It's too much.
It was definitely too much. But going into the 2009 season, I remember you and Chuck the Underdog had a match prepared. You guys worked really hard on it, and that was the first match in the first show, if I'm correct.
No, I wrestled you the first show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck.
It was like a hardcore match or something, right?
Yeah, where
you guys had the tarp down, right?
Yeah. He tried to curb stomp me through the lights
because I was doing my UCW stuff, and I want to explain to everybody what was going on at this time to give everybody a fair understanding of what was going on. At this time that was going on with XBW and UCW, I want to lay out the groundwork real quick. We were divided like Nitro and Raw. It was like the Monday Night Raws between backyard companies. There was previous people that was in the company in one, and there was new people in the other company, and we were divided. We were going head-to-head with Sunday shows that would pre-record it and edit it, and we're putting them head-to-head and seeing what people thought about it. Just to kind of elaborate and go on a little bit more about these seasons, just for the people that don't know or that are tuning in tonight. People switched over to companies. People left companies. There was big-time swerves, and Joey Muerte was one of the big-time people that was involved in that. And Joey, your first match with Sick Mexican, Joey, tell me, how did that come upon? How'd you get into the storyline with him? And tell me how the match ended.
Well, basically, from what I remember, like, they kept getting pushed. So we needed something to keep people interested in XBW until we started the show, because we had everything lined up, but then I don't remember what happened. Something happened that the show got pushed back another like 2 months. So to keep people interested, I started like, oh, let's do this promo where I go to your house and go to right on your wall, and then you like somebody snitches me out, so you catch me, and that's when we like cut a promo where he threw me in the backyard and like he curb stomped me through a light tube. My head got busted open, and I after that, like, he scarred me for life, so I had to wear a mask just to keep people interested, to like keep people like, oh shit, this is still happening, you know. So I cut a series of promos up until then.
Joe, you were one of the most charismatic characters during the Sunday Wars, Joe, and I'm saying that wholeheartedly, Joe. And reason being, Joe, because one of the things I solely remember, and I was involved in a big-time program in UCW at this time, but one of the things I solely remember is, I don't know if you guys couldn't really work a show in King of Pressure on this particular day, but what I do remember was you guys worked a live shoot where you called and got the show canceled. Was that a work? Was that a shoot? And how did you guys come to that?
Well, what happened was, again, like, I think somebody called the cops, and they shut us down. Something happened. I don't remember what, or maybe just Tom was bullshitting. He didn't want anybody in his house that weekend. But people, you know, we had a whole show getting ready to go, and that's when I called. I was like, yo, how about I cancel the show? We'll pretend I canceled the show just to keep people interested, like I said. And I don't remember if that was that before we started the season or like in the middle.
No, let me get back to that. The thing that happened was we were promoting a big show. We put on flyers. We had a band coming, and we were selling.
That was it.
That's what it was. That was it. Yeah, we were selling tickets, and they shut us down because the government wasn't getting any money off it.
That's what it was. It was something. I couldn't remember what it was, but we had to come up with something. And I remember I texted Justin's like, yo, let Joey Muerte shut it down. And it worked, and it went over. That was like what I was known for ever since then. It's like, oh, it's Joey. He called the King of Prussia and shut it down. So
definitely what it was. Definitely what you were known for shutting the King of Prussia down.
And guys, just to elaborate on that a little bit more, guys, that was excellent, guys, because UCW. I'm going to kind of lay the groundwork out for not everybody that's totally familiar with UCW or XBW. UCW was run by a bunch of guys who took the business very, 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 very serious. And they wanted to run this backyard company exactly to how WWE or a independent company runs a live show. So we're getting trained on our weeks off by professionals. And we're running the show like there's actual 2,000, 5,000 fans in the arena, whether there be 20 fans, 30 fans, 50 fans, whatever the situation is. And we're running it on time limits. We're running the live backstage promos. We're running the live in-ring promos. We have live times on our match, 13 minutes for this. We're running in and out. At that time, to kind of compete with that, we had a guy that used to edit videos for all the independent companies. So our video editing, if anything, was top-notch. It was 10. And my buddy Sick Mexican will probably vouch for that after I get done my segment real quick. So, in order for XBW really to kind of compete with that, you guys had to throw different things in there, like a free barbecue, a live band playing, and you guys were packed. You guys were like, I don't know if you guys were selling tickets or giving them out for free, but every time I looked at a UCW crowd, even though we had all that WWE production, you guys had the WWE audience. Would you
We
agree?
were making $2,000 a show. That's a shoot.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
I made that up. No, people. You know, it was just people were bringing their friends, and more people. They brought their friends. People brought their families. Some of
And
the
you
neighbors
guys
came
had
out.
different camera views too. You guys seemed like you had like 4 or 5 different angles.
Yeah, that was
Even
great.
though our editing job was top notch, and we used to make it look like it came right from a WWE factory. You guys had different angles on things, which I liked about you guys, and you guys had unique things that actually at least made it seem like at the time that people were interested big time heavy into the company.
Yeah, but you know, basically we were doing it for ourselves, really. If you ask any of the guys, we wanted it to look good for ourselves because nobody likes a shitty. Like I look back at those videos now, and because of just YouTube just dumbed them down. Because when you put it into the editing software, it looks great. When you
Correct.
Joey, still on?
Yeah, I got him. I think Joey might have cut it out just because I actually see his other background that's there. So what you're going to do, just is try to contact Joey back, and we're going to continue to rock and roll with that. Sometimes late at night we may lose connection. The reason why I like going live is because it is what it is. It's right in front of your face. It's black and white. It is what it is, and that's basically what goes down there. But guys, what I'm going to do for everybody is, guys, we are going to go live, guys. We're going to take a brief 3-minute intermission, guys. A brief 3-minute intermission, guys. We'll be back live with Joey Muerte, Sick Mexican. Joey Muerte has a little bit more to tell. Then we're getting live into the UCW XBW draft. Guys, in the meantime, go to ddpyoga.com/wrestlinginc.com. Guys, we'll be back in 3 minutes and we'll be running live.
Yeah, like Christian said, we're running a live show, and hold on, if I could get on here, yeah, like Christian said, we're running a live show. The show went off the air, but we're going to try to get Joey back on in less than 3 minutes. Hold on 1 second, guys.
So, Sick Mexican, question for you.
Good.
Are we going to, we're at intermission right now, guys. We'll be starting back in about 2 minutes. Sick Mexican, do you want to cut it live and have them start up a new link? Or do you want to keep them on the same link, Sick Mexican?
We could keep it on the same link. We just went over stuff. I just put them on again. So, yeah.
No problem, guys. We're still doing intermission, guys. Do whatever you got to do. Use the restroom. Grab a glass of water. If you guys are drinking alcoholic beverages, have alcoholic beverages or whatever, go outside, take a smoke. We'll be running back in about 1 minute, guys, for this intermission. Enjoy yourself. Once again, this podcast is brought to you by ddpyoga.com/wrestlinginc.com. Use of the likes of AJ Styles, John Cena, Sami Zayn. Right now, DDP's running a special deal on the Max Pack. Get a special one-time offer on the Max Pack. You can save tons and tons of money. Plus, check out the resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts. Also brought to you by Amazon, Voodoo, and Google+. Guys, check out Sick Mexican at Sick Mexican on Google and Chris Conant on Google. Google Chris Conant, Google Sick Mexican during your free time. You can check us out there. Real name Justin Valencia, real name Christian Ross. I'm your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds, guys.
And not only that, guys, you can check out some of my memorable videos. My personal favorite one is the DB1 incident, where DB1 gets a light tube to the ear. Basically, he took a light tube, the dangerous things. They had mercury in him or whatever, but his ear was literally hanging off. That's one of my most memorable matches. My feud with Kid Monster, and appears Joey Muerte is back. Joey Muerte, welcome back. What's going on?
I don't know. My internet took a shit. That was something to say.
I mean, it happens. But we got you back on the air. We had a brief intermission. The people went to Christian went to grab a beer. Some fans went to go take a shit or whatever. So we're good. So what were we at? 2009 season. You were doing your thing. We were doing our thing. What was your favorite match in that season?
One that I was involved in, or all together?
Oh, all together, both actually. If you could elaborate on that.
Favorite match all around, probably any match where it was like a clusterfuck of people was great. Honestly, I can't pick one. Like all the matches where it was just like a clusterfuck of just a bunch of people in the ring doing shit. Like I think it was like an 8-man at once for the title or something. I don't remember. Or the Kings of God versus Brown and Claw was cool. It was a tag team death match. It was just all over the place. Fatality versus Asylum had some sick spots. But my all-time favorite of the all-time was Lunchbox and Chad versus Tom and Draven. To this day is my favorite match. Just watching Draven pick up Chad and just fall was the best spot in XBW history.
Now I think that match had a lot of potential. In my opinion, both Chad and Lunchbox had a lot of potential. If they were used properly, they would have been huge. I don't know if you know this or not, but a lot of indie wrestlers know Bill, real name of Lunchbox, Bill Palmeredo. Yeah. They know him as Lunchbox. Like I've been there personally when CZW owner DJ Hyde was like, "Hey, Lunchbox," you know what I mean? And that means something to me. If the owner of Lunchbox. If the owner of one of the top 5 wrestling companies in America goes up to you and says and calls you by your gimmick name, I mean that means something,
Yeah.
So I mean I think if they used Lunchbox properly, he would have been huge. He would have been like in Vine videos. He would have been crazy big. But like I said, what'd you think of the booking? That's another question we have for you.
It didn't make sense. A lot of it did not make sense. I think a lot of guys were misused. It was an Ozzy and Pat show. It really was. That's all it was. They were, real talented guys, but a lot of guys got put in the back burner. I think a lot of and then we'll have a big match one week, and the next week just didn't make sense. Like me personally, my favorite match I was involved in with XPW was against Frowns. That match was the best match I ever had. It went over. I fucking drew blood. We had a crazy good time. And then after having that big death match for the title, where I was bleeding and that kind of made a face turn at the end. The next week I'm booked in a 4-way against Hazard and 2 guys who just came into company. Yeah, it just didn't make sense. It was, and every week was like that. You have the guys in big matches one week, and then the next week they're in a 6-man tag. So.
I got a lot of complaints about that. I mean, as you could have seen in the chat room, people were like, it was all just about them. It was all the VSW guys. And the thing about it is, I can't really criticize Ozzy that much. He really was trying hard. He had a book.
Yeah.
And
he gave Peace the title shot. So.
Yeah, I have no heat with Ozzy or his booking, but I agree. A lot of it was concentrated on his guys and his people. It was mostly a Pat and Ozzy show.
I get it too because that's who he knows. Like, he didn't know us. He knew his guys, so he tried to put his guys over. So I
The,
mean, it is what it is.
there was some ideas that he came up to. I was just like, wait, what's going on? Like he wanted who's that one skinny dude that was he wrestled King Carson. He got pedigreed and lost. What was his
Which
name?
one?
Dagger.
Dagger, yeah.
Dagger. He wanted to put the belt on Dagger, and I was
All
like,
I gotta say, guys, is who the fuck is BMF the fuck him?
real quick. Let me finish this story. He came up to me and he said, we're gonna put the belt on Dagger. Now keep in mind, XBW throughout its whole course, it only had 5 champions, and like 5 champions that really were over with the company. You know what I mean? And putting the belt on Dagger just didn't make no sense. So I mean, that was one thing. I was like, wait, what's going on here? But yeah, back to that story. I mean, I think a lot more people should have had opportunity, and I mean, we were going like Christian was talking about earlier. We were going head to head with UCW, so he was putting the best guys in the main events and stuff. But again, people like Joey Muerte needed.
And I wasn't even their best wrestler. I really wasn't. Like, I think out of all my matches, I had one good one, and it wasn't that great, and that was against Browns. So, but then again, it's like you're only as good as your opponent. I feel like.
Yeah, and they were putting you against like
the Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I fought Lunchbox twice. I fought Chuck twice. So it's, what are you gonna do? There's no room to grow if you're facing the same people every time.
every time, right? Every time. Now, who would you have liked to wrestle?
I wanted to wrestle Draven. I really did because I felt like he was gonna punch me really hard, and that's what like at that time, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted somebody that would hit me, and I can hit them back, and really go back and forth, and just yell at each other.
More thing, who would you have wanted to wrestle from UCW?
Dude, if I could be 100% honest, I did not watch one UCW show.
Really? You didn't? Did you? A
I
serious
can't
question.
even name anybody on
A
the
serious
roster.
question. Did you watch? You didn't watch any UCW shows at all?
Well, I skimmed through it, like I was curious, but like I really didn't remember.
The reason why I say that because we were going head to head, and clearly both rival companies knew that, and our booker and the world champion at the time have vouched for this. They said do not plug in anybody from XBW's name, and don't acknowledge them. But you were there at the time, Muerte, when names were getting plugged around. You guys was so big on us. You guys had a fake stand-a man style, and AJ Hudson's name would get brought up at every damn fucking show.
The thing is, honestly, it was funny to us. Like I honestly, like me personally, I just didn't care. I wanted to be part of XPW. Anything else was happening, I wasn't really a part of. I dropped Sky's name all the time just because it was just kind of like a run on. It was like a meme. Like you see the internet memes where it's like one guy, like the Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan crying face. Sky was like a meme to us, where none of us really knew who he was. We don't know his personality. We never even met him, but we just dropped his name like fuck Sky, and it was just funny to us. Like we didn't.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You guys are giving UCW. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm going to plug in something big, and I think this is huge. This is really huge. Rating wise, okay, we were neck and neck at this period in time. All right. The reason why I say UCW, listen, UCW won the war, and I'm gonna tell you why we won the war. Because you had guys that was your main characters, like Chuck the Underdog, okay, be a main wrestler on the roster. He comes over to UCW to be a referee. You got guys like Jason Cage, who was a former XBW general manager. He comes over to be a cameraman. You got guys that are your top talent and the booker of your show, Ozzy, come over and wrestle as a tag team on the UCW show on a pre-recorded tape that may or may not get played. And these are your main event guys. This is the reason why I'm saying we won the war. However, the point I'm trying to get at right now is, see how you guys plug UCW and plugged AJ Hudson's name in and plugged Standing Man Styles' name in.
It was
Well,
funny
that
to
made.
us.
Listen, I know it was great. Listen, I thought it was fucking amazing too. I marked out. I thought it's funny because I'm a mark and I watch both shows, and everybody knows like I just want to see wrestling. I love wrestling. Bottom line, it is what it is. Here's the thing: when you guys plug Standing Man Styles' fake character and the fake AJ Hudson, what you guys did was bring the viewers to UCW. The same way when Tony Schiavone said Mick Foley is winning their world title in WWE. PU, who wants to see that? All the viewers turned to WWE that night, and from that point on, they started winning the war. I feel like that's what kind of happened at that company at that point in time. Muerte, you were part of it. What's your take?
Honestly, I didn't even know people were watching our videos. I really didn't. Like this whole thing was so new to me that when I saw like 100 views, 200 views, I thought it was just us clicking refresh. Like this is all new to me. Ratings and people winning the war. That's just is 100% new to me. And the real reason why.
Listen, it's like being a virgin, Muerte, and then you bang a hot chick, and you're like, I thought it was always this great.
And the reason that everybody jumped ship is, well, the cops got involved, and we couldn't run shows anymore. People got to wrestle somewhere. So, I mean, you guys won, I guess. I didn't even know it was a competition. I just wanted to have fun.
It wasn't. It just turned into mutual fun. Here's where the competition came in at, right, Muerte? Our booker said, let's not run shows every week. Let's do training because eventually we want to make this company go live and do live pro shows in the independent circuit. So our booker said, let's every other Sunday, let's do training, and then we'll run a Raw type show, and then every fourth one we do the pay-per-view. Immediately after we did that, because we were running every Sunday, you guys did the same thing. Tell me your take on that and what was going on and why.
We were trying to lessen the heat on us. That's what that was. Where we were in Tom's backyard, there was a lot of neighbors, and they were all. Some of them were cool about it, watching. Some of them were being assholes. So just to get the heat off of us a little bit, we'll just do it every other week. We didn't even show I know like a couple people would show up to Tom's house like in between, but I didn't. You know, I know a lot of people that didn't do it. Most people didn't go. Let's put it that way. And it wasn't even to train or anything. It was just to hang out at the ring. But that's what that was. It was just we were trying to get some heat off of us. That's all that was. That was a coincidence.
It was just like a coincidence the way that things happen, and it's funny the way that things happen too because like it's just something random. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was all fun, and but after that, Muerte, after that season ended, I didn't see you no more. What happened? Where did you go? Did you wrestle anywhere? Did you train anywhere else? What happened
after that season? I wanted to wrestle, but I just got my driver's license 3 months ago, so I really couldn't go anywhere else. I tried to. ACPW was holding training seminars down the street from me, so I went there for.
I was actually working shows for them on 15th and Washington Avenue.
Yeah.
I was working shows for them. Were you at any of the amateur shows that I worked at?
No, I wasn't. Because I went to one, but you weren't there. But that's where I signed up. And I trained for 2 days and said this is not for me and quit.
Yeah, okay.
I went to Latin Dragon from CZW. He contacted me and asked me, he said he saw some of my videos. He's like, you want to train for real? So he invited me to come to CZW Academy. I did that once. Said, fuck this, didn't do it again. And the last time I wrestled was in my living room with Justin. And that was probably the most XBW match we've had since. It was in the living room. We had AJ there. Bobby Banks was there.
I watched that recently. You guys put it in the chat. I liked it.
Yeah, we're all waiting.
It was different.
That was actually, to me, I was like, oh, this is like the only XBW match we've had since whatever, you know?
Since the old days, the golden era.
Yeah. So I'm part of the golden era, bitches, because I wrestled on a floor.
You guys are. And Muerte, I got to say this, Muerte. I got to ask you a question before we get into our draft, Muerte. XBW, we're trying to bring it back. We're going to put a little spin on it, put a little whipped cream on top, a little cherry, the whole 9 yards. Morte, are you going to be a part of the company?
Did we figure out who's going to do the tranny gimmick yet?
Well, I want to get into the training gimmick because it caused a lot of controversy. As a lot of the people that are in the chat room know, Joey Muerte and Craven, the whole controversy. But we'll get into that next. But the training gimmick was just a gimmick. Christian, he's live on there right now. He just pitched out at me. You know what I mean? It was just a raw gimmick. I mean, he tied that name in because I threw it at him. But it's not necessarily that guy. It's right, Ross. Am I saying what you were elaborating on?
He's absolutely correct. What I like to do is, I don't know if everybody knows this, but I'm going to let this out on the air. I have friends over at WrestlingInc.com. They're one of the largest wrestling web pages in the whole country. Then I met a buddy through there who actually used to write for WWE during the Attitude Era, elbow to elbow with Vince McMahon. His name is Vince Russo. He wrote shows for WCW after a while and did a live character for WCW, then did TNA after. With sitting down talking to Vince Russo and doing a couple podcasts with Vince, chatting with Vince, I kind of plucked his brain. And when I was plucking his brain, during the Attitude Era, he had a character similar to it as Goldust. I didn't steal the idea, but I kind of wanted to put my own little spin on it. In 2016, everybody's open about the whole, guys dating guys, girls dating girls, and she-males, transsexuals, the whole 9 yards. I want to develop a character like that, put it in and include it in professional wrestling, and see exactly what the crowd and what the fans and what the casual viewer would take to it.
Well, as a counter to that, I have a little special surprise for you guys. This is totally, I thought of this on my own. It's just a little, just throwing this out there, right? I got a new mask made. Beginning of XBW, I got a mask, and I took it off because it was annoying. I got a new one made, and Joey Muerte means death, right? So, this new one.
Uh-oh, live on the air.
Live on the air. The birth of Joey La Vida Loca.
Did you get that on Bourbon Street?
Now listen here, chocolate.
I love it.
Me amo Joey Vida Loca. And this gimmick is not played out.
Oh my God, I love it.
This is an open challenge to the XBW roster. Whoever can eat a banana faster than me wins the Joe's Basement Wrestling belt.
Oh my God, I'm marking. I'm marking. Come back. Where did you go?
He's on. I love it.
Oh my God, Morte, you know how to make a night. And guys, I want to say, as a shoot, that is what you call a shoot, because that is not scripted. I don't have nothing written. It is 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't plan this. I didn't come up with this gimmick. I didn't know it was going to happen. Morte, take over.
I had this planned out for about a week, bro. I really did.
I love it.
I had this mask and this banana sitting here for about a week.
Fuck, man. I thought AJ Hudson fucking put the bar on podcasts. You just fucking topped it. And now I gotta fucking do a draft.
You banana to get over it. Says what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. And the thing about it is, like Christian was saying, the whole trainee flamboyant gimmick, like it's been done, but you never see that person win the world title. Like I would like to see a flamboyant character win the big one. You know what I mean? You never see that in pro wrestling.
Right. I would like to see them just in that predicament. And the closest person to that was Goldust. Goldust's persona, he played that to a T, and he got edgy. I want everybody that has the WWE Network to go back and watch the WrestleMania, I believe it was 12, where he wrestled Rowdy Piper. Watch that match. Watch it in depth, and tell me what you think about that match. Leave comments at the bottom, right in the XPW chat, message or text me personally. But that Goldust character was so flipping over, man, and it was so edgy, and for doing it in that time limit, it was just a little bit above his time. But now it's out. It's out there. Now I want to see what's going to happen now that everybody's kind of, instead of being in the closet, they're out of the closet. I want to see what's going to happen with that gimmick in professional wrestling.
A whole stable like that.
Now, real quick, we do in every show. I'm going to bring up some names, and you tell me what you think about this person or gimmick. You know what I mean? So the first person I'm going to say is Chuck the Underdog.
Chuck was cool. I mean, I had nothing bad to say about him. After a while, he stopped kind of listening. Like it's like kind of like he was there as long as I was, and he already knew everything. Like to him, like he could have been a lot better if he would have worked towards a better gimmick for himself, to put himself over as the little guy, not the guy who would throw a punch and you're supposed to fly to the other side of the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he needed to play with his body type a little more, I think.
What'd you think of Lunchbox?
Bill's cool, man. This Lunchbox. I don't like that people took him so serious. You know, like I remember being in the chat, somebody was mad that he wouldn't go over the top rope in the Battle Royal. But dude, that would have fucking killed him. Like I didn't want him to go over the top rope. He would have died. I was happy he was in there moving. You know, like for him, it was fun for him. And yeah, I have nothing bad to say about that guy. You know, it was fun. He had fun.
What about Ozzy?
Ozzy, he owes some people money. That's all I gotta say.
What about
Pat?
Pat's the man. He's always, to me, like he was the best wrestler on the roster, hands down. Pat's the man. He should have went a lot further than just the backyard, in my opinion.
What about I got one for you. What about Marty?
I don't know who you're talking about. Next question.
Here you go, Craven.
Craven, I put his character over. I said his character's the best. The Craven character, the vampire, whatever he was. I said it. Like, he's the only person that was true to his character.
What happened in the chat, Muerte? Because I was actually driving at the moment, and I didn't see what happened. What happened in the chat?
Well, you know, the whole thing with Craven and the whole tranny situation, I thought it blew over by now. Like, it was just funny by now. It's been some time. So I saw a post that Stan, the man Styles, is wrestling. So I don't remember the name, but it's an actual tranny. You know, black guy, skinny guy. He wears a bra on top. He's actually, it's a tranny. So I said, oh, look, Craven's wrestling Stan.
That's amazing.
It's a joke. Yeah, it's a joke. And he took it. He said he was like, how would I like to wrestle him in a match, and he'll put his 10-inch dick in my ass or something. And I said I wouldn't like that at all. Like, I'm average at best. I can't compete with 10 inches. Like, what the fuck? But he took it serious. The whole thing was a joke to me. I don't know.
What do you like him professionally? Like, would you work or angle with him?
I remember one battle royale. We were actually linked up a little bit, and I'd wrestle him. I mean, if he sells.
What's your opinion on King Carson?
King Carson, the fucking king. Should I tell my King Carson story?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
So, I think it's the third show, and Ozzy already had it booked where Carson's going to go out and have an open challenge. And I was going to come out and say, I destroyed Sick Mexican, now it's your turn. I was going to do this whole, destroy all the XBW originals gimmick. That was going to be my thing. I was going to take everybody out that was an original XBW.
I like that.
So we're behind the curtain, get ready for our music so we can come to the ring. And Carson looks at me and goes, hey, Joe, I'm going to win this one, all right? And I'm like, but I said I'm supposed to win and do this whole gimmick. So, hey, come on, man. I'm the king. And I was like, say no more, man. You got it. You're going to win. So we wrestled the match. It was sloppy as hell. He got me the pedigree and pinned me. And I remember Ozzy coming up to me and going, "Dude, you're supposed to win." I'm like, "Dude, I can't. He's the king. What am I supposed to do?"
How did
And
you
then
look?
and
I'm
the
sorry.
day before that, he was supposed to come out and do something about the Open Challenge. He spent 5 minutes talking about DV1.
Thinking about DV1, what's your thoughts on DV1?
I
I don't
never
know
even
if you
met the
guys,
kid. It's I don't know. My thoughts are
was
irrelevant,
he in the
really.
2009 season?
No, but he was mentioned
He's
as
a
much as
raw
Sky was.
creation. I'm throwing
He
that
was
out there, guys.
mentioned more in 2009. He was mentioned more than Sky was, and he wasn't even there.
Really? Well, this guy, DV1, is one of the most over creations in backyard history. But here's the thing, UCW, and I'm not taking any credit for this at all. The booker had full credit for this. We had a guy named Uds. Please tell me you tuned in and tell me what your thoughts was on Uds. Please tell me you seen him.
I think I have seen odds because somebody sent me a link. Say, hey, look at this guy. But I really don't remember. I think did he come out wearing camo?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah. He was kind of like
Remember
goofy.
the first
Like you couldn't
show?
tell if he was being real or not.
Listen, the first show we booked Uds versus Big Heat, who's 500 pounds, looked like Yokozuna.
Yeah, I saw that. I think.
And,
Real
and,
quick,
and, and the finish to that match was to give Uds a package power driver.
I did see that. I did see that. That was great.
real quick, I just want to say, the first show back, like Joey said, it got pushed back. But the first show back, we had a bunch of gimmicks set up. Like we had a wet T-shirt contest that was supposed to take place. We had a band playing that was supposed to take place. One of the things we promoted was the DV1 autograph signing. We literally had
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
10 by
You
10s
guys,
and 4
you guys were promoting DV1 autograph signing. Get the hell
I
out of
swear
here.
to God, he was going to do it. He agreed to it. He was like,
This is a total shoot.
We even charged people. We were going to charge people for the autographs too.
100% we were. We were trying to make money. As Joey said, I was trying to gimmick people.
And the thing is, the work up there, DV1 was a legend in that XBW. In my opinion, once again, my opinion, I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. But DV1, and I don't know, Joe, did you watch the prior season of XBW?
Bits and pieces. I mean, I did see
Did
his
you
ear get chopped
recognize
off.
DV1 at all?
Yeah, with an ear.
Exactly. And what year was that?
I couldn't even tell you. I can't even answer the question. I don't
2007,
even know.
right? Just 2007, just
2007, correct.
9 years later, guys.
I don't know.
9 years later, we're talking about DV1 still. So if that gimmick did anything, 9 years later, his name is still recognized.
He cut a legendary promo with the sunglasses. I forgot what he said.
You get hit
Oh,
with
that was a great promo.
Yeah. It was after everything. Like they were at a McDonald's or something. He cut a promo and put on his sunglasses.
Jeff, that was great.
Remember that promo he cut on Laura Cannon? That made her flip out? Good stuff.
Laura Cannon, he cut the promo on.
Yeah. Real crazy stuff. But we had a lot of stuff planned out for 2009 season. Sadly, I mean, it ran its course. I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad season like Sky shot on it, but it was. I thought it was a pretty good course. It was a pretty good season. It was interesting. We had a lot of face turns. We had a lot of new faces in XBW. Ross, you there?
Yeah,
What was your
there.
opinion on the season?
I'm losing your connection a little bit. You said, what was my opinion on, what was that, Just?
On the 2009 season?
Of XBW?
Yeah.
My opinion on it was this, Just. We were going head-to-head with you guys. And
Allegedly.
you guys looked like you guys were legitimately having fun.
That's
Okay?
it.
I'm not going to lie. UCW was one of the best times of my career ever. I was probably 2 to 3 years, and this is a shoot, probably from making it to TNA at the UCW level. I felt like I was that close. That's what it made me feel like, at least. You guys legitimately looked like you guys were having fun. I'm not saying I wasn't having fun, because I was in the main event picture, and we were getting trained by top-notch talent. But you guys just look like, you guys were a kid in a candy store all the time. And you guys just looked like you guys were just going out there just having a great ass time, and that's what backyard wrestling really is, man. And we were just going a different direction with our company, and you guys were just having a ball. And you guys weren't looking to dot the I's and cross the T's. You guys were just looking to just slide down the slide and jump in the pool and see how big the splash is.
I just wanted to suplex somebody before I died, and I got to do that, so I'm happy. That's all it was. We're all just having fun. We bled, we got beat up, people got hurt.
Pretty much. Yeah. Hey, Muerte, I got a guy for you. Muerte, I got a name for you, Muerte.
What's up?
A.J. Hudson.
Look here.
Otherwise known as Sky.
Sky? I think he could jump that fence now. I think we need to refilm that and have him jump the fence.
And Muerte, before you continue on, he can definitely jump the fence if he does ddpyoga.com/wrestling Inc. And it's brought to you by the likes of John Cena, AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn. Once again, guys, ddpyoga/wrestling.com. Joey, explain to me, go.
Can I clear up the Sky beef real quick?
Go ahead, please.
It didn't exist. Like, there really was no real heat there. It could have been anyone. It really could have. It was just the first name that came up. I don't even know who started it. It was kind of like the DV1 thing. It was just somebody pushed a name, and we all just ran with it. It literally could have been you, could have been Justin, it could have been anyone, but it was just the way it was.
I got a question for you. What'd you think of Sinner?
It was cool. You know, sucks that what happened, but
what exactly happened?
From what I know, from what people told me, like, he committed suicide.
Wait, he's not alive today?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Dude, he's not. The guy that you guys wrestle with is dead.
Yeah.
Is this true? Is this on Facebook?
I saw it on Facebook. I know somebody messaged. I think it was Lunchbox that messaged me and told me that. Because I wasn't friends with the guy on Facebook or anything.
Is there XBW videos from shows of Sinner?
Yeah. Yeah, plenty of them. He was in the main events.
He does. As a total shoot, I didn't notice. He's dead?
Yeah, he's literally dead. He I heard about this, but I mean I never really put it thought because I didn't. He was a nice guy though. I can't say one bad thing about him.
Cool dude. Like, I wouldn't have saw it coming.
You guys, the last time I heard him, the last time I talked to him, he thanked me for giving him time in XBW or whatever. But he was actually
his ex-girlfriend a room to live in.
It's crazy. His name's Sinner, and now he's dead. Like, I don't know if you guys think or believe in stuff like this, but stuff like that's not a coincidence, dude. Like when people say things, like always when like somebody younger or our age, and this once again, I want to give my condolences out to the tragedy that happened in Orlando. I want to give my full condolences out to all the families and everybody over here at the XBW family and XBW off the air. We want to wish everybody a speedy recovery of the people that's alive, and we want to wish the best for the families out there. But when people die that's our age, and they write things on Facebook, Instagram, social media, things of that nature, text messages, and they write a last text message, and they don't know they're going to die or whatever. But that's always a catchy phrase. It always means something. And you never know when you're going to go. So for everybody out there, this is a tribute show, along with the Joey Muerte shoot, to Orlando victims out there. But I want everybody just to take a second, just to sit back and just say, don't take life for granted. And let's live it like it's your last day, because you'll never know where you're going to go.
Well said.
But back to Muerte, the guy Sinner. What was your thoughts on him? Besides that he was a great guy and he's not here with us right now.
He was a good wrestler. he was in main events right away. He rolled with the best of them. He really did. Like he kind of had like that Jeff Hardy gimmick, but he pulled it off pretty well. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like he definitely did have like that generic backyard wrestler the Jeff Hardy gimmick, but he pulled it off like well enough that you believe that it was him. So
Now the last time we talked to him, he was going to Florida for the train for.
the train,
Yeah, yeah.
he was gonna go pro.
That's sad. That when you told me, it really hit me because he was a nice guy. I never had a problem with him. He came up to me and thanked me at the end. He was a real genuine guy, you know.
As a total shoot, I'm just finding out about this live on the air. This isn't scripted. There's no format for this. I seen his name when because I was a mark for wrestling, period, and I was more of a mark that we were going head to head with a company. I seen the name Sinner. I probably watched the videos, to be honest with you. And you just never think that's just going to happen to somebody that you're like that close with and having fun with. You know what I mean? Like you just don't think that's going to happen. But to flip the script and kind of get this on a better way, we're talking about names here. So Morte, I'm going to give you a name here, Morte, and I want you to tell me, Morte, a couple words about this guy and what you truly feel about this guy. The greatness, Alexi McNeil Sarge.
Never heard of him. No. No, he's cool, man. I had no problem with the greatness. The best entrance music of all time. He sang it himself. It was. I remember when he came out to that entrance the first time. We all just had a great time with it. It was catchy lyrics, more to like, "Didn't you know that I'm great?" And I was like, "Yeah, we know." That's when he was like, "Yeah, I'm the greatness, and we got it." He came in. He got over on everyone. He stunned everyone. He should have went a lot farther. He should have cashed in that Money in the Bank.
I got a question for you, Morte. If there was one guy from UCW that you would want to wrestle, who would it be?
Undead Soldier.
I'll pay money for that match. I would totally pay money for that match. I really would. I really would. And Morte, I got to say this, Morte. What would you say was your favorite time? Not match, but time during your career in backyard wrestling.
After my Browns match with Browns, if you watch that, I was completely soaked in blood. And before that, I was just the camera guy. I was just Joey Muerte, the sideshow. You know, the guy, the mouthpiece, Davey Buckingham. But after like I was covered in blood, that's when everybody kind of like warmed up to me, like, okay, this guy is one of us. He's kind of hardcore. He can do it. You know, and I was like, that's what like kind of like started me, like, okay, I can go further. And that's when like the next show, kind of complete 180. They just completely just destroyed everything else. But so that was like the highest moment of my career right there, just being covered in blood. And I had that. I still have that. Pat gave me a white tank top to wipe the blood off my face, and I still have that bloody fucking tank top somewhere.
Morte, I got a legit question for you before we're about to cut this one to the end. And I want you to be completely honest. This is a shoot, okay? Who, or you can name all the people if you want to, but name the person in particular that you have real life beef or real life heat with from UCW or XBW, and tell me why.
Justin Valencia. He told me my dick was little once. I never forgave him for it.
Now, real quick before we end off the air, he brought up my name, but when XBW 2009 season, this is a true story. This is a true story, guys. I'm gonna go off the air. Before we go off the air, I'm gonna get this out. When 2009 ended, I was given an option to go in with a couple guys and buy a ring, and I totally did not want to do that. Like Jerry was saying, it took a lot of work to film all these videos, that do all this shit. So I was like definitely out. XBW. I wanted nothing to do with XBW at that point in time. And Joe, you and Ozzy, and I don't want to get into like the other guy's name, but you guys were supposed to start up VSW. What was the concept of that?
Dude, that was all Ozzy. I don't know what I was thinking. Because you got to remember, this is when I was working overnight. And you remember, like, I would be passed out, like, right before a match.
And I want to get something off my chest. Like, you really worked hard with the XBW 2009 season. You were at my house every Monday, like from, I can't even remember, from like the afternoon to like,
yeah.
You were there like helping me edit the videos and everything. Yeah. So I know it was like tough on you. It was tough on me. At that point when XBW was done in 2009, honestly, I was happy. I was like,
so yeah, I was so happy it was done. I really was. Because it stopped being fun. It was just work. And I started hating it.
It was literally work. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like after that Browns match, I felt like it was worth something. And then the next week, when it was like such a high point in like my character's career, as Joey Muerte's career, like this big death match, and then the next week he's wrestling in a 4-way against Hazard and 2 new guys, and just to job it, I was like, yeah, it's not worth it anymore. Yeah, I was done really at that point. So I think it ended at a good point.
I only did like 2 or 3 matches that season, 2009, and one was against you, one was against Browns, and I was supposed to work a no rope barbed wire angle with the Kings of Gods, but it never ended up happening. I wish it did. Maybe it will one day. But what was the whole story behind it? Like, where were you guys gonna put the ring and everything?
It ended up being in, I don't even know if it was Ozzy's house. It was something, he was living with someone. It was in their backyard. They wanted to get rid of it. So the guy we did the deal with, we ended up driving it all the way to him and just dropping it off at his doorstep and then forgetting about it. It was done.
That was it?
That was it. And then like maybe like 2 months later, I just completely lost contact with Ozzy.
Damn.
It's kind of like he just disappeared off social media.
Damn.
And I never had his number. He always texted me from other people's phones. I don't think he had a phone.
Do you still keep in contact with him?
No. Since that day, I haven't seen him.
Now I heard he has heat with a lot of the other VSW guys.
Yeah, I heard that too. So it's whatever, man.
Yeah, I mean, I never had no real beef with him. He lost one of the belts. He lost one of my belts, and that sucks. But I mean, it happens. I know I'm not shooting on him. I know the dude doesn't have a house, so I don't blame. I'm not faulting him for that. Maybe someone he was staying there stole the belt.
But here's another thing, right? Why would you trust 2 random dudes, one who doesn't have a house and one who works overnight retail, to give you money? I wasn't thinking at the time. I thought, Ozzy, you know what? At that time, I was pretty impressionable. Yeah, if you would have told me that right now, I'd be like, nah, go fuck yourself. Ozzy kind of talked me into it, and I was like, all right, well, let's do it. He gave me a good plan, and I actually gave the dude money. I probably gave him like $500 total.
All right, well, here's the thing, and guys, I want to close the show off with this too, guys. I let you guys. I want to say this, guys, and this is a total shoot. I let you guys talk for the last 5 minutes on purpose because I wanted to listen in. All right. There's a reason why I was made 1 mouth, 2 ears to listen in. So the reason what you guys were saying basically was politics, a miscommunication, and it was just no sense of direction of why XBW kind of died. Both of you guys, do you feel that type of way on that's what kind of happened at XBW? That's what closed the door on it? That's what killed it? Was it politics? Was it misdirection? Was it miscommunication? Was that the reason, or you guys just didn't have a location?
We didn't have a place. I wholeheartedly believe that if we didn't get shut down out there, we would have ran shows forever. Even if it wasn't under the name XBW, if Justin was done with it, if whoever was done with it, it would have kept going as long as we kept Tom happy, which is hard to do.
Hold on, real quick.
Never see his sister.
Real quick about the VSW scenario.
I'm more intrigued about the sister.
Real quick about VSW, the concept of VSW. All the guys look like generic, like hot topic guys. You know what I mean? Like
it was all Jeff Hardy.
like I was watching. I mean, I was
Challenger
watching.
parties.
Yeah, I was watching a lot of the Ozzy's booked main events, and all the guys look the same. Like you can't distinguish
Pants
one
and
guy from
tank
another.
tops, yeah.
They all have the same. They all have this.
They'll have UFO pants, cargo shorts, and life beaters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
army.
I had the same gear.
But,
Mark.
but yeah, I mean, it's all like mole rat dudes. So I mean, that's why I think it would never worked out. There was no diversity.
No.
And, I mean, it was just the way. I mean, again, I'm not shooting on Ozzy. I liked Ozzy. I thank him for giving us a great season, good book.
Yeah. Another
But-
thing too is that we kept letting people come in. You know, if I think we should have been more selective of who we let in.
Yeah, everyone was wrestling. Ross, if you sent anyone over, they would have been on the card, except for you.
Yeah, except for me and Morte. I don't know if you're aware of this time, Morte. I know your work schedule is hard for you to kind of catch the podcasts while they're live sometimes. But Morte, question for you. I was going to come over there with the UCW title, and I'm not going to reveal anything at this point because AJ Hudson probably wants to shoot at this second right now. I was going to come over there with the UCW title. What was your thoughts on that, and did you hear it? And answer it honestly. Dead serious.
Dude, that was so long ago. I think I do remember hearing something about it because I was involved in a lot of like some of the stuff backstage, like some of the talks, whatever. So I do remember hearing something about it. But did you have heat with Tom, and Tom didn't want you there?
I had heat with Tom. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
That was.
I thought that would have been cool. Like, just bring new talent in. You know, it was kind of getting stale, and the new guys we were bringing in were just nobody. And it would have been nice to see like a familiar name, like a Chris Cohen or a Sky or.
Tom didn't want me there, and I think I did something with Justin, where me and Justin, Sick Mexican, wasn't talking at the time. Where nobody knows about this. When right before XBW, right before your season started up, I wrestled Tom's ring the year before for a company named RWS, which Jason Cage and Stan basically ran, and they brought over a select few guys. At the time, I created this rich guy gimmick where I hit the lottery the whole 9 yards. After I created this rich guy persona, I said that I purchased XBW, and I put them on the shelf, and they are now out of business. And now I work for RWS as a total shoot. And I didn't tell Justin. We weren't talking at the time, but we were friends. And as I was young-minded, I was cocky. I want to apologize for you, and I've apologized off the air plenty of times. But I act like I really purchased XBW, and me and Justin wasn't talking at the time. So when the following season came up, and I had the UCW title, and I had the opportunity to say, hey, Just, I got the belt, you want me over? He turned me down and told me not to come over with the world title.
True story, guys. True story. He actually hit the nail on the head with that. And again, it's egos. Again, I always, and I shouldn't have been ego driven. I mean, if I would have put my ego aside, we would have had more surprises, more competition, and I think it would have been more fun. So I want to apologize for that as well. Yeah, we're closing up the show. Chris, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I want everybody to we got the live draft going to come in soon. Joey Morte, as long as you're available, Joey Morte, I want you to call it down the middle. I want you to be a referee, Joey Morte. We're going to do this in the future. I want everybody to tune in live. We're going to plug it in exactly when it's going to go down. It's going to be a UCW, XBW total roster draft, supplemental draft, kind of like what WWE's doing with Raw and SmackDown. We're going to have 2 different teams, and in the XBW chat, we're going to do a poll, and I want everybody to vote and see who has the better team. And we're going to kind of implement storylines along with why I'm drafting this person. And we're going to have surprise people that's also going to join the show, so forth and so on. Anybody who's ever, and I mean ever, been a part of XBW is a part of this draft. And anybody who's ever been a part of RWS or UCW is a part of this draft. And we'll be going live with it. Morte will be the referee / judge. And guys, tune in. and look forward to it. And I'm gonna peace out. I'm Chris Koenig, your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
And
I'm gonna give it to Muerte before we give it to Sick Mexican. Muerte, plug in where they can find you at, where they can catch you at, and any
You can
last
catch
words.
me at Instagram at Joey Muerte. You can Google me. I'm on Google. You can call the King of Prussia if you want. He has my number.
Sick Mexican, close us out, buddy.
Joe Muerte, thanks for being on the show. I know we talked about it for a while, and we finally got the time. Our schedules were, they finally caught up together. So thanks for being on the show. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you didn't like. Tell us what you want to see next. Stay tuned. We will be doing a show in a couple days. Enjoy Money in the Bank this Sunday. Check out WrestlingInc.com. Check out DDP Yoga. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.